my first piece of advice is don't do it in a rush. Don't do it as a knee-jerk decision. Think hard about why you want to do what you're doing. I come across too many people who find themselves the wrong side of a retrenchment program, the large organization, who then start asking me questions about, being an entrepreneur and leaving their corporate lifestyle. You really need to be motivated by wanting to do it for very good reasons. But the fundamental question you need to ask yourself is whether you are able to change your lifestyle. And what I mean by that is working in a large corporation 9 to 5, no matter what level of seniority you are in the organization, is going to be a very different lifestyle to being an entrepreneur, particularly in the early days as that entrepreneur building your company. In terms of the skill set you need, as well in terms of the hours you're going to keep, as well in terms of the the fact that as the founder of the organization, if you start hiring people, you are accountable for them and their future and their lifestyles. So it's something you should not take lightly, and you should really do your homework and ask many entrepreneurs what they've learned and what they needed to do to adjust. And do not do it in a rush or as a knee-jerk reaction to a decision taken somewhere else. The one that I received, the one that I learned, the one I'd like to communicate to any entrepreneur out there, and that is that best is not necessarily successful. And what I mean by that is I meet too many entrepreneurs, and I point the finger at myself sometimes as well, who are absolutely hell-bent on building the best thing ever, be it technically or be it bells and whistles on their product, etc. But the one thing we've learned over the decades of business, whether you do an MBA, whether you're reading HBR type case studies, is that building the best solution out there is not necessarily going to result in success commercially. And so it goes back to what we are all taught, and we should all continue reminding ourselves, which is you've got to continue to force yourself to stand in the shoes of your customer and figure out what they really need and what is that. Therefore, what does that product need to look like for it to really scale and get more and more customers? So that one has been a frustrating journey. And I will be deliberately provocative with my answer on this one, and that is I am constantly disappointed and amazed by the lack of intellectual curiosity of people I engage with in an environment where decisions need to be based on facts and figures and other pieces of intel to actually make an informed decision, rather than constantly on gut feel or constantly on hearsay. There's too much bias and there's too much hype in the system, which means that people are making decisions that are, dubious at best. And I'm being deliberately provocative with my answer here. So I guess if I had one thing, I would encourage everyone, whether they are voting politically or whether they are making decisions in relation to where they would apply the resources of their company, including funding, and that is to have greater intellectual curiosity. Get out there and triangulate the data and facts that you're looking at to ensure that you really are making an informed decision.